So I know I do this a lot because it's like I go dark and then I show up and I give one of these speeches out what I'm talking about, what I'm doing, what's happening, and then I go dark for another 6 months. And I'm not intending to do that. It's never my intent to just kind of vanish off the planet and not put out a video or not do any kind of videos. I've got so many different things going on right now that I'm laughing because it's like I put all these. To quote Neil Gaiman, I put a bunch of messages in bottles and I sent them out to the ocean, and I'm now getting to the point where so many of them are coming back and I'm going, no longer relevant, no, don't care, that's important, sorry. Yeah, it's been a trip and a half. I just got back from DEF CON. That was the first time I've been to DEF CON, and that was phenomenal. So shout out to everybody I bumped into out there. If you happen to catch this, and know that it was a pleasure meeting you all, and I hope to do it again next year. I'm already planning exactly how I'm going to make that work and how I'm going to make that happen. It's a crazy event. I went to one panel because I'm in conversation with several people that I was interacting with. People running around one way or another, and I ended up sitting down at the Central Bar in Paris, and it's just this vortex. That's my friend One Dark One kept putting it, was that you get sucked into a vortex, was where you're walking along, you're doing something, and next thing you know, you see somebody you know, or you see somebody who knows you start up a conversation, and that conversation, you have that conversation, it's happening, and as you're about to leave, that somebody else shows up, and that continues on, so you just end up not going anywhere. You just keep spiraling into these conversations, which is awesome. I did get to meet Munge, and for some reason is the only name that I can constantly remember, and always makes me laugh because I'm like, I look at them all, I'm like, oh yeah, this one, and I've got the book, it's sitting over there. That's the Cult of Dead Cow and Loft, and I got to meet all those guys. I got to meet the I'm gonna hate myself because I'm like, I just literally had all their names in my head and then they're gone. Munge is the only one I distinctly remember because he's one of the first ones that I followed on Twitter at some point a while back, and he was hilarious because I didn't recognize him because, well, he doesn't look like he does from 20 years ago, as we would expect. He's supposed to look exactly the same as his pictures. I was really hoping to bump into Kingpin. And that didn't happen. So I hope to bump into you next year, or I hope I get to communicate and talk with you about some of the other crazy things that we talked about a couple years ago when I saw you when I visited you in Portland. And I'm really hoping that I can get some things going where I can talk to you and make some things happen. So there's my random shout out. So if somebody sees this and happens to know I'm like, hey, just ping around and point him in my direction, it's fine. He follows me on Twitter. I don't think he'll probably see this because Twitter's gotten really weird lately. Like legitly, like really weird lately. Really weird. It's I had to go in and like, oh no, I want to see the latest posts. I can't stand that. I'm not this huge Twitter addict, and I just keep chuckling because I try to utilize it for businessy related stuff, and it always seems to not work the way I want it to. Or I'll post something, like I'm excited about something and I post it, 4 people see it. Like my impression count is so low, and I'm like, what? Scratching my head. I'm like, what's going on here? And when I'm realizing what's going on is that it's when your Twitter feed is set to popular shit, like you only see the popular stuff, you don't see posts, period. Like unless it's already trending, unless it's already up there. Like, how does it get to that point? How does it get to that point where it's suddenly trending, it's suddenly popular? Like, if you're not showing people these posts, how are they becoming popular? Like, there's a moment there where I'm going, is somebody like tipping the scale? Like, is there some fancy fun algorithm that Twitter's using that's just tipping the scale? Like I post something that's mildly time sensitive, 12 hours later people see it, 18 hours later people see it. One time I posted something that was totally time sensitive, 24 25 and almost 26 hours after I posted it, somebody responded like, "Holy crap! I was posting it for a stream," and somebody was like, "Oh my god, I can't believe I missed this." I'm like, "Yeah, well, that's because Twitter's stupid. It blows my mind. I hate posting crap to Twitter, and it's more and more annoying as the years go on. And I just adjusted mine, so now I just see the latest and greatest. Just like that's what I want to see. I want to see the latest posts as they come through, because there's no reason not to see those posts as they're happening, because some things are time sensitive, some things are that way. There's only a very limited number of people that I constantly see posts from. Anyway, I'm getting off on that tangent because it's one of those things that's been bugging me lately, is that I know I post something, or a friend of mine posts some stuff. She's a DJ, so when she goes live on Twitter, when she goes live on Twitch, she posts to Twitter like, "Oh, I'm going live." For like 4 weeks, I would see them 6 hours or 6 hours or 16 hours later. I'm like, why are you just now showing me this? It's like, it's irrelevant now. It's completely irrelevant. You're just now showing me that this post. So I had to like go in and click on, like, because I like her mixes. I like what she's doing. She's damn good. And here's my shameless plug. Go check it out. DJ Minx. It's Minx _ATL. You can find it. I'll put it in the description or something. Or maybe I'll flash it across the screen. Some good stuff. She was awesome. Like, her mixes blow my mind. Like, it's music that I would never go out of my way to listen to, but I can put it on and I can listen to it, and it becomes this. It feeds whatever I'm doing. Like it moves. Either I'm emotionally reacting to the music, or it's setting an ambiance for whatever it is I'm doing, and it's pretty badass. I've watched a couple of them, or saved a couple of the mixes where I've got them when I've had them in headphones and I'm running around, and I'm like, this is like a soundtrack to what's going on. This is ridiculous, and it's awesome. So I highly recommend checking her out. She hasn't been posting lately. She's been working on a lot of really cool things to make her stream sound and look better, and in a capacity that most people who do this kind of stuff would not do. Anyway, so check that out. That's always fun. I am going to be traveling. Well, no, I'm going to be on the other coast for probably most of September, October, November, and December, working with a big esports event, and that's the extent of what I can say about it. I'm hoping that while I am there, I will have access to enough bandwidth that I can stream, or that I can film these and upload them, and maybe I'll do some daily vlogs, things I'm learning or things that I'm laughing at, or I'll have my I'm bringing my banana pie with me, so there's gonna be a whole bunch of stuff that I'm gonna maybe I'll just set up some time lapses of me working on that, or maybe I'll record some stuff and then just upload it as this is my vloggy bit of things that I'm working on as this progresses in the evenings. Because sometimes those days are really awesome, and it's like you know, curtain calls at 9 a.m. and we're there till 6 p.m. done. Okay, other times we're there till 9, 10 o'clock at night we're there till it's done. That's what it boils down to. I keep looking at the reflection to see if my record. Phone can only do 10 minutes of 4K before it goes stupid. So clock starts again. Anything else going on crazy? I've got the new Kinesis Freestyle Edge RGB keyboard. I've got a bunch of stuff filmed for that. I have to redo my monologue for it, because the more I look back at what I did and what I was saying, I was kind of in a rush, and I really need to write down some points that I want to touch on. There's a couple of extra bits and pieces that are kind of nifty. The new SmartSet app is bloody awesome, and because I laugh because when I went to their offices when we were filming the Kickstarter for the first one, and they showed me the prototype, and it was only blue. I looked at it, I looked at them, and I said, the first thing out of my mouth was, you're going to have to make this an RGB. Like, you need to start working on that now, and push this out, make it happen, but that is the thing that you're going to need to do. That's the next step beyond this first one. And I'm really stoked that it's not like I was the only person who told them that. That's a pretty consistent thing. And they're like, oh yeah, we're already looking into that. So I'm like, fantastic. And I had a nice little chit chat with the engineer, and that was pretty awesome. In addition to that, I'm hoping that this trip will finance the continuation of my smelting furnace that I'm going to be doing in the backyard. That's going to be pretty awesome. Then I'm going to start melting down a bunch of aluminum cans and some old heat sinks and some other random bits and pieces and things, and actually build up a decent collection of aluminum, because that is going to work in my favor down the road when I start casting some things, which is just going to be another piece of awesome that I'm working on. The other thing that I really want to get back into financing and working on is the Cyberdeck. I wanted to have it done by QuakeCon this last year. That did not happen because I was busy bouncing all over the place, and it's been a slow step-by-step process, because there's certain things I'm like, okay, I want to do this, and I'm like, oh, well, that's not going to work exactly as I want it to do, so let's make this into this, into this, into this, and this. And it's not even feature creep. It's recognizing that what I want to have as an end product and what I visioned originally are still one and the same. It's how I get there is not what I originally envisioned. Like, I was originally like, oh, it's going to be doing this to make it like this. Okay, well, then I'm like, well, I can just 3D print all these pieces and fit it together. Then I'm like, yeah, well, that's not going to be as functional as I want it to be. There's certain pieces that are going to need to happen a certain way. There's certain things I want to do. So when I chopped up the keyboard to fit in place, looking back, I could have done it slightly differently, and I probably should have, but that doesn't really matter, because what I did is what I did, and I get to continue from there. So basically what's happened is I chopped the Kinesis Advantage 2 keyboards, the lid, not the rest of the lid, in half. I still have the keyboard mechanics and the PCB and all that stuff. That stuff's completely intact. It's still functional, still operational. I've crafted a lid. I've added some MDF and some Bondo to kind of give it some shape, and then I'm going to utilize that to create a negative mold of itself, so then I can create a positive cast of it in carbon fiber. That's the goal, is to create it in carbon fiber. I've got this really awesome blue-black carbon fiber Kevlar weave, because in my brain I jokingly get to say that I'm going to have a Cyberdeck. If you were a Shadowrunner and you were running around with this thing, and it's made out of this, this really awesome, super awesome Kevlar carbon fiber composite. It's extremely rigid, rough, and bulletproof. Like, it's not really bulletproof. I'm not going to try to take a bullet with it. But the joke is that if it was in the Shadowrun world, it would totally be bulletproof. I would totally use the damn thing as a shield, because at the end of the day, I'm, being a decker, you're like, I'm gonna not get shot. Getting shot would be bad. As long as I jack out before I get shot, and I have to use it as a shield, it'll take a couple of random, ricochets. We'd be good to go. Run away, because I'm shoot somebody. Whatever's going on in that run that's gone completely awry. When somebody trips the alarm, you're like, dude, why did you? I told you to wait 5 minutes. I have to disable the. Oh, okay. Or you roll a 1, and you're like, well, shit. That happens to the best of us. You roll a 1, and everything goes to hell. Nobody likes that when it happens. Anyway, another rambly bit here. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that done, or get financing for that to get that done, and some other cool things going on. But so what I'm really getting at in all this rambling and incoherent nonsense is that I will be not here, not in the vault, for the next many moons. What I'm hoping to accomplish in the amount of time that I'm stuck in a hotel while I'm working on this esports event is I'm hoping that I can finish or further develop the Banana Pi as a functional system to do what I want it to do, and that's going to be really awesome. I think that's going to be awesome. I'm really stoked about it. I've seen a couple of other pieces where it's like, oh, this could totally be done in an x86. This could be done with this kind of like embedded system, and I'm like, yeah, that's probably true. And power delivery and a couple other pieces that might be okay, but at the end of the day, I'm kind of invested in this, and it's not so much that I'm like, oh, I'm going to be stuck. It's that I like doing weird things, and I like making things do things that they're not really intended to do. And this thing is actually designed to do, it's a prototyping system for this kind of crazy shit. So why not take it and do something with it? And at the end of the day, if I build this in an environment that is, AArch64, and I decide I really just want to move this somewhere else, the software that I'm planning on using and the tools that I'm planning on using could easily port back to an x86. Like, I don't see a problem with that. If I found something else. I did come across all those old Advantech boards that I found in my storage the other day, and I'm hoping to do something with those. I don't know what yet. It'd be kind of neat. They're a little power hungry because they're older, and they're Celeron and some. I think I get a couple of Celerons, but otherwise they're like Pentium 3s. Whatever. A lot of rambly bits here. That's it. I think I'm done rambling. No Dragon Con this year. I'm going to be working. I might be I'm hoping to be in Arizona making steel out of black sand with a buddy of mine, and I'm hoping I'll get some footage of that. That'll be pretty awesome. I'm going to cut this short because I'm getting about 20 minutes now, and so that'll be pretty badass. I'll be back in Los Angeles, and then I'll be back somewhere else doing something else. DreamHack Atlanta is going to be in November. I'll be there working on that. That's going to be awesome. And then I will be back in California, and then I'll be back in the vault by New Year. That's the goal. So a lot of crazy stuff. Hopefully we'll be making a little more of these and making some stuff happen. So we'll do that. So check out DJ Minx on Twitch. You can find her on Mixcloud as well. She's pretty badass, and I don't really promote a whole lot of people, but I think that's worth it. It's awesome. Alright, that's it. I'm done. Catch y'all later.